everybody, and welcome to the Hopcast.
Hey.
Woo! Didn't we do this last time?
Yeah, I think so. The joke has jumped the shark.
Exactly. I'm Fonz on the water skis right now.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder, and we're joined
Remember
again.
these guys?
Yeah, by our podcast brethren,
That's right.
New Brew Thursday, John and Steven here. So thanks for
going on?
Welcome back.
Thanks for joining us.
We didn't bring Bill this time because, god damn, he's such a diva on the camera. Ooh, the whole show's about me.
Where's my green
I promise,
Reese's?
just
Yeah,
kidding.
he needed his own trailer.
He's like, where's my green room, damn it?
Bruery does not have a green room.
Yeah, but this time we've traveled to your neck of the woods. We're out here in Southern California.
Yeah, what are you doing on our turf, bitch?
Take it over. And we're here at the Bruery in Orange County. So you guys probably know a little bit more about this place than we do. They do distribute to our area, but probably only a small portion of the stuff that they make. I know behind us here, there's just an insane wall of barrels filled with Black Tuesday.
Black Tuesday and other assorted, sundry, amazing beers.
I think it's teasing you there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, look what you could be drinking, but you're not because it's in a barrel.
Just bring your chisel.
Exactly. I tried that once, and Tyler gets really, really mad.
I assume so.
No, the brewery's cool. It's a great little brewery in Southern California. And Bruery, Rue is the family name of Patrick, the owner. So it's kind of a play off of that. Patrick and Tyler are kind of the forces behind the scenes, and they're both like two of the coolest people in the world. A lot of fun to drink with. They're creating some phenomenal beers right now. They've done a lot of expansion. All these fermenters, these new ones here, they weren't even here like 6 months ago.
So this is after expansion. I walked in and thought it was pretty small, given the fact that they reach Chicago, New York, and stuff like that.
Well, I think originally they were going to blow out the entire tasting room and get rid of it and put all the fermenters in here, and then they found out they couldn't do that because of the city ordinances. And so they stuck everything into the little corner that they had.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the amount of barrel aging that they do a lot of blending between beers. It looks like a much smaller operation than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And
as noted as they are in the industry, you'd expect them to have a much bigger facility.
Right.
And they just don't. But they do make amazing beers.
And it's your typical setup where you show up and it's in some like industrial park and you have no idea where the brewery is, and then
the first time
there's this little corner and it's like, hey, the brewery is right there.
Exactly. Well, the first time I came here, I drove in and I'm like, I'm not in the right place. Drove out, drove all the way around, drove for 2.5 miles. I'm like, that must have been it.
Like, and you're checking your phone.
I'm like, my GPS tells me I'm leaving the area, and so I finally found it. But I was like, oh wow, this is just I expected a dentist office, not
For some reason, breweries are in warehouse districts.
I always have these grand visions of a brewery in this old building, and it looks cool.
Angels coming down and resting upon the building.
I feel like everything should look like New Glarus and just be a playground. But,
exactly.
It's not the case. Not everyone has $20 million for expansion.
So speaking of the beers, what are we all drinking here?
I am drinking BottleWorks 12, which is a collaboration between BottleWorks up in Seattle and the brewery, and it is phenomenal, and it makes me want to do things I won't say on the podcast. I'll leave that for editing for New Brew Thursday.
What kind of beer is that one?
This is an Imperial Berliner Weiss. Okay. So I think you're drinking the Hottenroth.
Yeah, both of us are here.
Yeah, this is like Hottenroth on steroids with a little bit of raspberry.
Okay. Yeah. So speaking of the Hottenroth, they're just more traditional Berliner Weiss, 3.1%. So it's like an amazing session beer.
Ooh, I'm Ken. I want to stay sober.
Yeah. You don't know me very well, do you? But yeah, it's packing a lot of puckering sourness, especially for a beer at this gravity. Real nice one. We get this one back home, but I was just like, I think I'll go for one.
Well, this is actually a really interesting beer because as low alcohol as it is, you wouldn't think it's cellar well. But if you leave it in your cellar for about a year, it tastes amazing.
A little bit more tart, or
actually, it balances out really well. You get the tartness of it, but it's just such a smooth, easy drinking session of a beer at that point. So
I might have to do that. I would have never thought.
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, you can't cellar Hottenroth. It's 3.2. I'm like, Yeah, but it sellers really well.
Was that just accidentally cellaring on your end?
Yeah,
Like,
actually,
oh.
yeah, it was. It got stuck in the back corner, and I totally forgot about it. One day, I'm like, oh, all right. And I actually tweeted about it. People were like, that's gonna taste like garbage. Don't drink it. And I'm like, well, hell yeah, I'm gonna drink it. Like,
Yeah, that's
Gotta
it
try
tasted
it.
amazing. Yeah. So.
Well, I can honestly say that I've never cellared anything from the brewery because those bottles don't stick around my house very long. So,
Actually, go to my
too.
house, like that, they have their own section, especially with the new Reserve Society setup. They're literally coming out with new beers every month for like the Provision series. And I mean, like I said, I have 2 shelves dedicated just to the brewery with bottles that I'm not touching. Basically, because it's like, all right, I'm just gonna keep.
When John's not looking, I'm touching them. But that's just.
Well, and I'm drinking the Cornballer, which is, 50%
I am cornholio.
malt,
Gotta put your
hops.
hood up.
Do you need TP for your bunghole?
Is the Cornballer off of the Arrested Development episode?
I don't.
Cornballer?
You know what? I don't even know. I've never watched the rest of Development, so I would never thought of it as
At one
that.
point, with a couple guys that were here for the first cluster fork.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of. Actually, it might be where it came from.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
That's their version of a malt liquor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's all kinds of corn
9%.
and whatever. And
I had one of those
Yeah.
earlier. It was nice. I liked it.
well, it's one thing I like about the brewery is they not only do they learn from the mistakes they make, but they have no problem kind of making fun of their own mistakes.
Sure.
Like the Reserve Society party was labeled a clusterfuck on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. But it was labeled that on BA and Twitter and whatever because of the fact that it just was a big, huge mess.
Okay.
It
And
wasn't
so
really a big, huge mess. It was just long lines, waiting
Right.
for beer, and
it
people feel
wasn't.
like they didn't get their.
They didn't expect what happened, and so to answer that and to say, hey, we're sorry to the Reserve Society, they created a series of Reserve Society only parties called the Cluster Fork. You know, and so I love the fact that they have the ability to be like, okay, yeah, we made a mistake. Sorry, we're gonna make up for
Got
it.
a little
Here it
sense of
is.
humor about
Yeah,
it,
they have a
so.
sense of humor about it, and it's not awkward. You know.
At this point,
I've never heard of a release party that no one complained about on
right,
Exactly.
I was just gonna say, at this point,
I don't think
you
I've ever
only
heard of
expect
anything that BA didn't complain about. That's just,
True.
If there's not long lines, then it's not a beer fest. Right?
exactly.
My Twitter was blowing up just yesterday because of the Dark Lord tickets. This festival's not even there, and people are bitching about it. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But they've got they do a lot of Belgian style beers here, and a lot of like we said, barreling and blending back together, which makes it, and a lot of high alcohol beers too.
And what was Hophead Jim was telling us yesterday? And they don't do an IPA.
Yeah, it's kind of
No,
like in there.
there's no IPA here. The hoppiest they're starting to get is like with Local Red. Their Humulus series, they have a Humulus XPA, which is really pretty
The
hoppy.
Humulus lager that they did a while back, that was.
Their Humulus series of beers are
It
amazing.
was really hoppy,
Yeah.
delicious. Awesome.
Yeah, but they do have. I've had 2 hoppy beers that are pretty quite hoppy today, but
They
go
don't
out
stick
there
to any
and-
particular
Just not
style.
labeling it IPA.
Right, and that's been their biggest problem as far as like GABF and the World Beer Cup and that kind of stuff.
They're not sticking-
They've had a hard time winning medals because none of their beers really fit into any particular style. So they're a lot of times they're in the miscellaneous category or whatever. So, but I think with what they're doing right now, they're really just doing a massive experimentation of different styles and different flavor profiles. And I think Salt of the Earth is coming out pretty soon, which is going to be an amazing, weird kind of beer, and people don't really know what it is. And
It's a ghost, not a goose, but like a GOSE.
Goes is
Right.
it's kind of like they use salt water actually in those beers.
Right.
So
Hence Salt of the Earth.
and Salt of the Earth. And pretty soon they're coming out with Croix, which is their 3rd anniversary beer. They do a French series of anniversaries, Papier, and then why am I blanking on the 2nd anniversary?
Oh, so am I.
Cotton. Sorry. So it's like it's the anniversary things: paper, cotton, leather. So this year's Croix. I actually helped brew that, so I'm really excited about that. I can't wait till it comes out.
Nice.
And if it tastes like ass, it's my fault. Just blaming it. So
We opened up the Papier on Hopcast recently.
We
that
did.
you guys-
Oh, yeah, the one that Bill brought,
The
yeah.
bourbon barrel version of
We
it.
were very jealous of that too.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
From what I remember, it was good.
I
that
did
was
finally
one of
have
those
the
big
I
years.
did finally have the rye papier, so now I'm not jealous anymore. So you know, it took a while, but I did finally get to taste it. So
Yeah, but they've got a nice little tasting room here. About I would say 10, 12 beers on draft. You can come in and sample or have full beers if you like. No food, but if you're lucky enough, like we were today,
Food trucks.
the Bacon Mania food truck is outside.
welcome to LA.
Yeah,
Speaking
you guys
of which,
took pictures of that food, and you need to show those pictures.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
crazy bacon food.
what food trucks have you guys gotten to sample while you're here?
So Bacon Mania recently, and then the Grill 'Em All food truck. You guys had interviewed him.
Yeah, we did an LA Beer Week. We kind of caught up with him, and he's famous now because of the Food
Great
Network.
Food Race,
Yeah,
yeah.
saw the Great Food Truck Race. But it's the food trucks are really kind of cool because it's a way of eating decent food without eating decent food.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Well, I mean, it's high-end food.
well, yeah,
Too, you know?
yeah, it's like gourmet food off of a roach coach. You know, because that's what 10 years ago they didn't call them food trucks, they called them roach coach. You know, and now they're actually kind of getting a name for themselves, and they're high end. It is high end stuff, and it's stuff that you normally have to go into a certain part of LA to get. You know, like.
Well, it works out well, like places like this that don't serve food. We're at Eagle Rock, they don't serve food. The food truck's there, you bring the food in,
Right.
and it's kind of like a way of...
It's a nice
loophole-
symbiotic relationship.
It's a loophole law, right?
Right.
Like, we don't have a kitchen, but you can eat in here.
Yeah, it works out. It's nice.
Yeah, so far we're liking Southern California.
You guys should totally come out here.
We're just
Move the Hopcast to the West Coast. Come on, there's
sleep on
too
your
much
couch.
for us to cover. You know, you're welcome to sleep on my couch, Kevin, or my bed. I was really hoping you'd wear your fluorescent tennis shoes. Though.
Those
Brad's
are
got
mine.
it.
Oh yeah, there.
That's the big shoe guy.
Yes.
But like we said, a lot of cool experimental stuff coming out of the brewery here, and I think it's just a matter of time, like you said, with the medals at GABF and those things. Sometimes if you're doing something so well and it's not in a category, you create your own category eventually.
Right.
So.
Which they've done. I think they've won like five or six medals now at this point.
Right.
So
So
I think they won more than that. I mean,
they're hanging up around here somewhere, so maybe you'll see a picture of them.
Next to the babies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the babies are kind of creepy here. I'm just gonna say that, but.
weird baby dolls hanging out all over the place.
Well,
Weird.
I need another beer.
Cheers. Yeah, let's do that.
Seriously, I'm down too. So,
how about you guys
Lightweights.
leave? We'll just take
nice.
No, we can't.
See, this is what happens, Brad. You see, they try to take over the show, like, ooh, put the spotlight on me, ooh, whatever, divas.
I couldn't talk anymore.
But yeah, cheers to the brewery for having us here. Lovely beers, and thanks to you guys for joining
Hey,
us.
welcome to Southern California, and hope we're all gonna be at CBC in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So,
So
we're
we'll
taking
see you
San
there.
Francisco by storm.
See
Deal with
everybody
it.
there, and all right, let's go take our shirts off.
Beautiful.
Thanks for watching.
And our pants.